Hello, Todd Clemens, Okeechobee Livestock Market, and here's your weekly market report. The heat's still here. The heat is on, and it has taken its toll on man and beast alike. We're seeing these cattle coming in here hot. I know you guys are experiencing the heat wave, and people I talked to, like Fritz Brewer, he's almost 100. I don't know, he's old enough, he's been around a while, and he said he's never seen it this hot. And I hear that a lot from everywhere. So that's a real critical thing here. And seriously, when you're bringing your cattle to the market, you have to remember that they're just beginning the worst day of their life. When they come here, they're going to get pinned up, they're going to get moved around, they're going to go through the cell ring, they're going to go back to a pen, they're going to stand in the pen till the truck comes to load them out, and then they're going to go on a long ride somewhere, maybe 20 hours from here, who knows, but they're going to go through a whole lot. And heat indexes of over 100 to 110 degree heat index takes its toll on these cattle. We can see some of these healthy cattle coming in here handling the heat are on good health programs. You can tell these cattle have been taken care of. They've been given mineral, they're supplemented, and they're strong and hardy. And it seems like the heat stress is less on those cattle. So you may want to consider your mineral supplements and do whatever you can. As these cattle are very, very high, the prices are high. It's worth your while to check into some mineral and feed and supplements for these cattle to help them get through this heat. It's not only here at our barn, it's all the barns in the whole southeast and Midwest and even out west. So this heat is a big deal. Cattle are being lost to heat all over. And you can do your part by just being aware of this heat and the conditions, and try to remember that the cattle coming in here are going to have to go through a whole lot more than what they did just for you the morning that you're gathering them. So try to get up early, get them in the pens before the sun comes up, and get your work done. If you're selling cattle, that's what you need to be concerned about primarily, is those calves that are getting sold and getting treated, getting sold and handled through the markets. Take all that into consideration, do your part. And we do our part here to try to keep everything cool. We've got fans, we've got shade, we have sprinklers. But you know, we can only do so much, and we do everything we can to keep these animals safe from the heat. But if they're showing heat stress at your place, they're going to have a hard time making it through that day as they go through the process here at the market. You know, we do cover accidental injuries and death. You know, if something runs into a board and breaks its leg, or runs into a gate and breaks its neck, things like that are covered through insurance. But this heat stress is not something that we can really be responsible for. We'll do our part, and you do your part, and we hope we can make it through this extreme heat. We'll get through it one way or the other. We're going to be open Mondays and Tuesdays. We're here to sell your cattle. Just help us take care of these cattle the best we can. This market has continued to stay strong. Slaughter cows and bulls are just high as they've ever been, I guess. They're in very high demand. We're seeing pretty good runs of cows. I think the slaughter classes were around 30% of our volume this week, which is a little bit higher than normal. Normal would be more like 20%. So we're seeing a lot of cows and bulls, but they're still bringing high prices. Really good, really good. Feeder classes are pretty much steady. They're at a high level. A lot of these 5-weight calves are bringing up there in the mid $2 range. 4-weight calves are bumping $3. I haven't seen a $3 400-pounder yet, but we're not too far from it. Maybe $2.75 or $2.80. I saw this week on those number 1 good steer calves weighing from 4 to 450. So they're worth a lot of money, and even the plainer cattle are coming up too. You see these little plain calves coming in here bringing over $2 a pound, and you know, it's just, maybe that's the highest kind of cattle we're seeing sold, is the plainer stuff. But everything's in good demand. We had close to 2,500 head, I think, this week. We had 1,200 and something head Monday and Tuesday, about the same amount for both days. And on the packer side and the feeder side, it looks like this meat has slowed down. It's at such a high level on the retail end that that's not moving quite as fast as it was. It's reached a point where it's people are kind of looking at the prices and having sticker shock. So it's backed off on that meat movement a little bit, and the cattle coming out of the feedlots, those cattle are being sold pretty steady. They're around $1.80, 82 or 3, and it's kind of leveled off. And maybe it's just the heat. A lot of people are talking about, well, nobody's going out, and nobody even feels like going out to eat or do anything. We're just trying to stay in the AC and stay cool. So I don't think the retail end of the meat deal is moving quite as good as it has been due to this heat wave too. So maybe we've got another 30 days or so of that, and certainly before Labor Day, it usually is a good time for meat prices to go higher. So we'll see how that demand works out, and if demand picks up for meat at this high level at the prices where they are now. So that's about all we have to report here this week. Just stay cool, stay hydrated, keep your cattle as cool as you can, and get them worked early, and get them in here to the barn as early as you can before it gets really, really hot. Our high prices this week are two familiar names. Hundley Farms topped the calf market with a 240-pound calf that brought $3.70. The calf was bought by Oak Lake, and Bruce Vickers takes care of those cattle, and he had a few calves come in with that group too, and man, they were really pretty, in good shape, and they were real good calves, some of the best calves we had this week, and they certainly were healthy, and they weren't hot. Bruce got them in early. You could tell they were on a good health program and had been supplemented real good, and it paid off for him. Good job there, Bruce. We appreciate you. And on the slaughter cow side, a familiar name, not Adams Ranch this time, but Billy Adams. Billy, you topped the cow market. Good job, Billy. You had a cow that weighed 1,260 pounds. She brought $1.19. That cow was brought by Brown Packing. If you like these market reports, tell your friends and neighbors. You're going to get good information on what's going on down here in South Florida and Okeechobee. We had a family came in this week from Kansas. Lane Terry and his wife and 2 kids came and sat around the sale barn here. He's on vacation from Kansas, and he still went to the sale barn as part of his vacation. I'm like, what are you doing, man? You should be on the lake fishing. Well, evidently they had been fishing, because he told us that his kids caught some bass, and one of them caught like a 6-pound bass, and they were tickled to death. But we appreciate people stopping by, and he had heard about us on our website and newsletter, and so we get the word out, and y'all come see us if you're down in our neck of the woods. Hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel, and we'll keep them coming to you. Have a good week. Thank you for your business. See you next week.